Look on the bottom there. Hopefully we can throw that on the ground. Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. Back from California. Just spent a week with my kiddos, these two, and had a good time there, relaxed, got to spend some time with them, and we had an early Christmas. So I got to celebrate an early Christmas with the kids, which was got home and there was a couple of prizes waiting for me when I got home. Actually, I'd forgotten about them and got home and there they were. So Mary had been watching them. And you know what? I think I'll share one with you right now. While I'm in the man cave here, I'm actually going through my ice fishing stuff. Yep, that time of the year, almost time to go ice fishing. In fact, I'm smelling like one coming up pretty soon. Travis has already been out. Good thing. What I wanted to share with you was, another one of them European-style folding pocket knives. This is one that is very well known. Not this actual knife, but the style. Brace yourself. I'm going to pronounce the name now, kinda. And that is Laguiole style knife. And this one's from Couteau. And there you can see it here. You've probably seen these. I saw these and I thought, that's interesting. And there are a bunch of them out there. The original ones were actually Laguiole, I think it is. And sorry if that's wrong, but it might be better at the languages than I am. Anyway, I saw these and I thought, now that's an interesting knife. Is it one that I would use? Well, we're about to find out. I'm not sure. But it is typical in the European style. Their background is interesting, and I'll get into that with you. So it is not my typical choice for a pocket knife. Here it is here. And like I said, it is this is a Couteau, which I believe is the manufacturer. Don't hold me to that. The box says Couteau here, and on the actual label here, it says Baladeo. And I've heard about them before, two friends that got together and made a knife company. And this is the Baladeo Laguiole knife, and it has an olive wood handle. A lot of them don't have wood. This one did, and you know me, I'm a big wood fan. I like to wood handle. It's just more traditional for me. So here's the box here, and as you can see, this nice little covering on the box, and you have a box here, and it comes out of the box, plastic wrapping. Here it is here. Pretty cool looking, I will say that, and that got my attention. To be honest, it's a pretty knife. Unusual. You can see how thin the handle looks. And I thought that's an awfully thin handle. But now that I've got it, look at that. It really gets wide here. Unusual. It'd be interesting to see how it feels. Blade there, you can see Laguiole, and it's a, like I said, olive wood handle, and they put these little patterns on. Another cool thing, very common with them, is this here. It's not really on the blade, although this shows up as being on the blade. You can see how they do it there. Looks like open. And it does say 440 on there on the blade, and it's got the label, like I said. It does not have a solid clip. If you look here, I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle in it and that sort of thing, but this here is basically, it's not a real hard locking mechanism. It's just like a spring. It's not going to move. It's going to take a lot. I wouldn't get carried away with it. I don't know how well it would hold, but you can see there's no need to release it. This is part of the spring here. I actually thought that was a release. It's not. It's just something they put on there. You can see it there, hopefully. I thought it was actually a release for the blade, but it's not. It just, and you can see when I open it, it's the spring. See that? And it closes. Very nice, not very big, smaller than I thought it would be, and we'll get into the dimensions and everything for that. But a very cool looking knife. I do like this wood though, and if you look there, It's got some nice pattern on it. And I've never really looked at olive myself, so you can see it there. A pretty knife, that's what got my attention. Let's see if we can learn something about it. And this one, I have to say, when I looked it up, it doesn't say Coteau on it, and it does say it's a Baladeo knife. So I'm going to go with that. The other thing is that in the description, and I got it on Amazon, in the description it says made in China. But looking at the box and everything, hopefully you can see that. On the box there, right there, it actually says made in Pakistan. I've read a couple of reviews on these. The people saying the Pakistan ones are the older style. They now have them made in China, and they say there's quite a difference. These are the better ones, which I'm glad to hear. I thought it was going to be one from China. So a little bit of history behind this. The name of the style of knife, Laguiole, is named after a town called Laguiole. Yep, in France. So this is a French. The original ones were French, and they have developed over time. The history of this is pretty interesting. If you get a chance, you might want to read about it. How the blade came about, the handle, how it changed, and that sort of thing. Surprise, surprise, it is considered a cutlery knife, food preparation. Just like all the other European ones I've showed you. And the only difference with this one is the handle and the shape of it is very unique looking at the others. However, the blade is almost a clip point. When you read the description and how it came about, it is based on a certain blade style, and it's called a short saber. It has Turkish origins from the Ottoman Era, and the name, made a note of it, comes from the name, the blade style, the shape and everything like that originally, like I said, was from Turkey, and it's a Turkish word, and it is yadagan, and it's this word here in Turkish, but there is another word, don't know where that comes from. So depending on who you look at and who writes about it, they will use those two different descriptions, and that's what it's based on, and it's called a short saber blade. And you can see it almost looks like a long clip point. You know, you've got the belly coming up, and then you've got this long clip to it. It almost comes up, but it stays a little straight. So it's not a true clip point. It is a short saber. Okay, so yeah, we have the knife here. And let's have a look at the blade. It is a short saber shape. And you can see the belly here. And then it almost looks like a clip point going down, a really long clip point. It doesn't really curve up as much. It's a little bit straighter down here. It does have the thumbnail to pull the blade out, the thumbnail gouge out there. On the actual top of the blade here, on the spine, you can see they've made little notches in it. It makes a nice pattern. And they did the same thing along here inside the handle, where you have your wood skins on there, whatever you want to call them, and it's an olive wood. So the blade is 3.5 inches long. You can see it's not a very big knife. I thought it would be bigger, but I kind of like this size. Works for me for a pocket knife. That works. On the blade it does say Laguiole. That name's killing me. My pronunciation's horrible. And as you can see, it does say 440. It's a 440 stainless steel. That's all they say about it. I assume it's Pakistan stainless steel because that's where it was made. I don't think a carbon blade would look as nice on this type of knife as the stainless does. Sharp and shiny means everything to this knife. Pretty knife. And it is, like I said, designed to be a food prep and eating knife. For me, most of my pocket knives are lockable. This doesn't lock. It just has a spring clip on it. You can hear it fall in there and clip when you come out of. You hear that? Originally, I thought that was the release. It is not. It just shows you it's part of the spring when I lift it up. So you can see that. It's a fairly strong spring. It's not loose and easily come undone, but I wouldn't get carried away with a knife. You've got to keep that in mind. And for food prep, I don't think you're going to be doing any hard, tough stuff with the knife. The blade style, that saber, the history of it, how it's developed, originally it was a Turkish tradition. The style of the blade and the knife originally, like I said, Turkish, and it dates back, way back, the Ottoman. It has changed over time, and if you read the history of it, you can go and look it up. Pretty interesting, and it just developed from there. So that's a blade, 3.5 inches, 440 stainless steel, short saber. The grind on this, the way they describe it, is a full flat grind all the way down, almost like a Scandi with just the sharp edge on it. Compared to the other European knives, this blade is a little thicker. When I've originally showed, all the pictures show the knife like this. And if you look at the handle, it looks awfully thin, right? You know, you go, well, that's going to be uncomfortable. But then you turn it this way, and you can see all the body in the handle right there. And that thickness makes all the difference. When you hold this and you're pleasantly surprised how comfortable it feels, even with that curve on there. And as you can see, it has 2 bolsters on it. It has one on the butt and on the front piece here, just before the blade. Nice. I think it's stainless steel as well. I think they do that, keeping with the tradition. These are considered showpiece knives. They're more of a pretty knife than a working knife. Traditionally, come from a peasant background. Most of the peasants had them. And then they would use it for food prep. And we'll see how that works, because I'm a little peckish right now, and maybe I'll go and make myself something to eat up in the kitchen in the cottage upstairs. And we'll give it a try. Maybe use it to prep. The actual skins, or whatever you want to call this, is olive wood. I've never owned one with olive wood, and I look at it and it is pretty. It's got a really nice grain and patterns on it. It's very smooth. It's been cleaned up very nicely. Well made. I like the way it's made, and it looks nice. And like I said, they along here where the spring latches into, they did that, I want to say, false jimping on it. The other thing is the length of the handle, I believe, is 3 1/8. And I thought, ooh, but you can see, fits my hand. You can see it's been pinned. They have 3 main pins. They got one there, and one there. But if you look on the other side, they have the 3 main pins again, but they've added to it that 3rd pin over towards the blade. Let me see if I can get some sort of... Can you see it there? They've put some short pins in there to make a little cross. And I think that's traditional as well. Overall length, it's about 7 inches. Not very big, works for me. The weight, I believe they said, was 1.38 ounces. It's not light, it's not too heavy, but just feeling it, the weight is all in the handle. There you have it. Very nice knife. This style is so unusual and distinct that you see one of these, you look at immediately when you see the handle with that curve on it. There you go. I'm starving. I think I'm going to have to go and make myself something to eat. My pronunciation, my French, is not what it should be. Sorry. But, like I said, there's the name. These are the guys that made it. Very popular. There's a lot of them out there. How much did I pay for it? That much. Not bad, considering how well made it is and how popular they are. Let's eat. Got all my stuff together for my meal. So what I'm going to make myself quickly is a sandwich. I'm going to make a chicken sandwich, some salad and things on top of the sandwich, kind of like a Subway. I can use this to do it. Got me a French roll here. I'm going to cut it. I don't like a lot of bread. So what I normally do is I slice it in half and take out the inside as much as I can. So we have the knife. Let's see how we do. I know it's not a bread knife, but this, oh, work. Just got to put the chicken in the oven. I've got to make a little bit extra because, you know, Mary, she's watching me. She knows what I'm doing, and she's going to want some of that chicken. So now I've got to cut the inside of that bread out quickly. And then I've got some onion, tomato, a pepper, some cheese, and some salad. It's all going to go on there. And then I'm going to put some salad dressing on there with the chicken. Sharpen this at all. It came like this. Show it. Do the same this side. It's just not as filling when you do that. Otherwise, if I eat this with all that bread, we got the insides cut out, big hole. I have a pepper here that I want to. It's a bell pepper, sweet. Look at that. Have no issues there. The real test, right? Oh, look at that. See that? That's pretty thin. Huh. How about that? Food prep. Let's get some slices out of here. I just can't cut straight. Will it cut the cheese? It's just some sharp cheddar, which is never easy to cut unless you have a real cheese knife. Yeah, it struggles a little bit with it, but it cuts it. Let's try a shorter piece. There you go. Try the tip end, which is thinner. Sharp cheese, not easy. I believe I have a cheese knife here. See that? Watch how easy this slices. See that? And the difference is the thickness of the blades. The cheese knife is going to be really, really thin. A little bit thicker. I think that's the problem. This is more general. This is specific. So I've got cheese, peppers, tomato, onion, bread, salad, pepper, some onion we'll put this side, with some tomato on top, food prep, some cheese, and I want some salad. Not bad, is it? I think we'll do my favorite, Paul Newman's balsamic vinegar. Put a little bit on there. Good flavor. Mary's found a better place to supervise from. Oh, she remembered she's got dinner. Well, the chicken's ready, so I need to chop up some chicken for Mary as a treat while I eat my dinner, because Mary doesn't like it when I eat without her. This piece will fit perfectly there. Look at that. And now the trick is to get it on there. Oops, we've got some cheese on the top. That needs to be in there. We've got that together. And then what I do is the foil that I used to cook the chicken on, put the sandwich in there, wrap it like that, fold this over, wrap that around. Dinner is served. So there you go. I am going to go and eat my homemade Subway chicken sandwich salad thingy. Quick little meal, food prep. After all, that's what it's for, is for food prep. So it works. And considering all the European knives that I've looked at, they're all based on food prep knives. The only difference being with this one is that the blade's a little bit thicker than these, probably not as sharp, and it doesn't have a lock on it. It's just spring, but it's still a pretty knife. sharp and shiny. And it did come sharp. I didn't touch it up or anything, and we used it to cook. Oh, don't forget now. Like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again soon. Ice fishing is big on the items this time. Winter is here. Temperatures are down. The water is frozen. There's enough ice out there to go and play on some hard water. Maybe might even catch a fish. Who knows? Just saying. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays to everybody. And you all be safe out there this holiday season. Take care, and thanks for watching. See you again soon.